right, question number 3. Jason is hosting a family gathering. He purchased a 5-pound roast. He planned on serving 1/4 pound per person. How many people is he able to serve the roast to? Okay, so I have to stop and think for a minute. What's happening in this story? I know there's somebody doing something, so I am definitely going to start with a window pane, just so I can organize my thoughts. Jason's hosting a family gathering, okay? He purchased a 5-pound roast, so this is something that he has bought. He planned on serving 1/4 pound per person. So I'm going to box in the word serving, and I'm going to think about, well, what does that mean? That sounds like I'm going to be giving everybody some. I'm going to give you some, I'm going to give you some, I'm going to give you some. Everybody, he's going to give some of the roast. He's going to give everybody 1/4 pound because each person is going to get 1/4 pound. Remember, per means each. How many people is he able to serve the roast to? All right, I'm going to start there with my question. What is it that we're looking for? We want to know the number of people he's able to serve. He can serve blank people. All right. And I'm going to get my fraction book out, and I'm going to think about, well, what is happening in the story? So I'm not thinking that he is going to be adding, because then if I added 5 and 1/4, that would be more than the 5-pound roast. That would be a silly thing to do. I'm not thinking that he's really going to be subtracting, because he wants to give each person the same amount. Oh, each person the same amount. That sounds like equal parts. So I'm going to go ahead and flip to my book all the way to the multiplication and the division area. So I'm thinking to myself, what is actually happening? What is happening? Are we joining equal sets? Are we finding part of a whole set? Are we separating into equal sets? Or are we sharing a set equally? So I guess what I probably need to do is write a picture of what's happening. Here's what I know. I know that Jason bought a 5-pound roast. So I'm going to draw a roast, and I'm going to cut it into 5 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this represents my 5 pounds. He planned on serving 1/4 pound per person. That means that he's going to take each pound and he's going to cut it into 4s. There's my hint. And each person's going to get one of these equal parts. So I'm going to cut each picture. I'm going to go back to my book, and I'm going to think about, what action could this be? Does this look like sharing a set? Not really. Does it look like separating into equal sets? Oh, it kind of does look like separating into equal sets. It looks like instead of us taking 8 and dividing it by 1/4, that maybe I might be taking the number 5 and cutting it into 4s. In fact, that's exactly what we're doing. We're taking the whole number 5 and we're dividing that into 1/4 servings. Then we can figure out how many servings there will be. If I go back and reference my book, I notice that it looks like I labeled all the pieces. I didn't shade in any pieces. So when I label them, that will tell me the servings that I have. It sounds to me like I need to go back and I need to do some labeling And then I need to go ahead and label this as separating into equal sets. So if I have to go back and refer to this again, I know exactly what action I was looking at. And boys and girls, we know that this is going to feed several people. So I'm going to think about what would be a reasonable amount. Okay? Think about your answers and then choose wisely. Make sure you label and then choose wisely.